What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Tesla today at the request of Diesel Killer and John Speed. Yes, the earnings were less than stellar. I would say so. I not that I don't like talking about Tesla, but I feel like I've talked about it so much, and man, it's the same old story today as it was on any of these 7 days that I talked about it. It's going lower. It's going lower. It's the same as like even whenever I talked about it earlier this month. It's going lower. You can see it here, right? Lower highs, lower lows. Everybody says don't trade around earnings, whatever. And I think that's like there's some truths to that, but really like I think we could have assumed that the earnings weren't good based on the fact that we probably have lower to go. We have, lower highs, lower lows. We're at a higher low right now, but I don't think this move's done until we form a lower low, and then we'll probably move back up again. So yes, I think that we'll probably see prices below $200 by the end of this move down. Long story short, it's a bit of the same old, same old. Looking at the RSI, here you are in the oversold zone right now, at an area where you do like to bounce, don't you? But let's just see what happened last time you were in this area. Well, whenever you were here this time right here, you had a little bounce and then you went lower, just a little bit lower, right? This time over here, you actually had a pretty sizable bounce, but you're right off the green line. You were in different kind of circumstances here too. More bullish pre-RSI to this, and then here it's way more bearish than what you had back here. So different kind of results perhaps. You can go lower, absolutely you can. You found support here a few times. You might go lower. You've done it before, right? And in fact, actually, if you look at this, you went to this area, right, once, twice, and then on the third time you went down. Well, here we are once, twice. Third time, maybe we go lower. Maybe, if you take that, it definitely looks different. Other than the 1, 2, 3, maybe you get a 1, 2, 3 here, but the readings are definitely different. I'm just saying it absolutely could go lower, and I do think it does go lower. From this low to this high, the 1272 would be at 178. It wouldn't surprise me if you didn't hit the 1272. It really wouldn't surprise me. But that is the expected zone. I do very much expect, it would surprise me if you didn't go below 194. I very much do expect that. You could find a double bottom or something like that, but just with the way that this looks to me, I do think you go lower. Right now you're finding support on previous areas of resistance. Once that gives, there's really nothing stopping you until that 1272 area probably, which is all the way down here. And that's kind of like right where this gap formed. You had some support here, some resistance there, right? I can put a line right there at that resistance, and look at that. It ties up well with that 1272. The 1618 itself is all the way down here, kind of in the support zone. Maybe you don't go that low. Maybe you do. Maybe you go a little bit lower even. But I don't think this move for Tesla is done at least until it breaks 180. That's my genuine opinion. And that will be the same tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, the day after that, the day after that. It'll be the same until it happens. And I don't care if tomorrow it goes like this and then the next day it goes like this. It's going to be the same opinion up until it happens, like really. I don't know. Maybe something like that would actually look kind of bullish, to be completely fair. But if you're not breaking above this, nothing really interesting is going to happen anytime soon. And even then, all that's going to do is probably send you to a lower high yet again, because I do think that Tesla is range bound for quite a while. I think it's going to be range bound. I think really what you had down here was a move. You have your relief rally, and now you're just slowly petering to the downside. You probably will come back down over time, like over a lot of time. You'll probably go even below this low. I don't know if you go below this low. I wouldn't personally expect that right now. But the fact that you're going to break here, delete all these lines to get it out of the way. The fact that you're going to break that line there, I think will be, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll be kind of a precursor, a warning sign that lower lows are to come. Back here, whenever it was up higher and I was talking about it going lower, I remember saying that I didn't think it would go too much lower than that. But as time kind of unfolds, I'm thinking it actually does have lower to go. You're about to get into your oversold zone on the weekly RSI. Looking, some of the weakest that you've seen in a while. The last time you were oversold, look at what you did. Like, you dropped off a cliff for 3 weeks straight. 4 or 5 weeks later, 2 weeks later, you were still going lower, but not as fast as that first 3 weeks. If we go back to the oversold zone here, the time before that you were oversold, same thing. 3 weeks of just hell to the downside, right? So I think that as you get down here, not only will you break this low, but you probably will come back down even around there. I do think, again, minimum 180, but that doesn't mean that's where I expect you to bottom out, right? 176, 164, that also looks like a good level. I think that 164 area came up before. 160 is your 1618, 178 your 1272, so really anywhere in between there. You can break this low and everything's fine. But if you break that low, it's really bad. And I don't expect you to break that low. But over time, absolutely, you could see prices for Tesla be below 150. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. I'm not saying that I necessarily expect that to happen. I'm just saying it's a very viable possibility. But something for now, what's to look forward to, I would say, is something for now would be between about 160 to 180, somewhere in that range. And nothing will change my mind on that until it happens. Like unless we literally just have 1 week that bullishly engulfs, even then we still have lower highs. Like really what you'd have to do is you'd have to have a new high to change my mind that it's going lower. And I just think this overall look on the chart says it all right now. Very weak weekly RSI, very weak daily RSI. Couldn't even get overbought. Look at how you have no problem being oversold. You have no problem being oversold. You have no problem being oversold. But you have a hard time being overbought any of those times. So weaker, downtrend, probably going to go down. Green line sloping down, probably going to go down. Yeah, nothing else to say. Poor earnings, 2 in a row. It's better than last time, I suppose. But look at that. Last time, it was here this day, and then what happened? For about, let's see, if that was on October 18th. To October 30th, for about half a month, you continued to move down. Yes, you had some relief at various points in times, but you continued to move down. Here, earnings were green, decent earnings report, but still afterwards, you moved down from July 19th till August 18th for about a month afterwards. So if it's anything like the last two earnings, you might be due for half a month to a month more of the exact same old thing, which I've been saying for about a month now, is that Tesla's going down. It's going to go lower. And that's okay. I think Tesla's a great stock. I think it'll be fine. But yes, absolutely, I think it's going lower. Probably safe to say over the next half month to a month. Might have to get in on some options, man. But that's that. So I've already spent way too much time talking about this, and that's all I'm going to say. So if you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.